Bingo Blitz rules.
If your bingo has ads in it,
That's not a bingo.
if it doesn't have the coolest tournaments, mini games, and the most breathtaking design,
Nope, not a bingo.
if your bingo moment makes you feel so excited that you just want to burst in joy and scream out loud, bingo! Sorry, so you're playing...
Bingo Blitz? Now that's a bingo. Go for a world of excitement with Bingo Blitz, the #1 free bingo game. Download Bingo Blitz and play for free.
Now that's a bingo.
Want to shop Walmart Black Friday deals first? Walmart Plus members get early access to our hottest deals. Join now and get 50% off a 1-year annual membership. Shop Black Friday deals first with Walmart Plus. See terms at walmartplus.com.
Let's hang out. And let's talk about what lessons are found. Let's hang out. And let's listen to two lesbians shout. Let's hang out. Let's hang out.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Les Hang Out. I'm Ellie Brigida.
And I'm Leigh Holmes Foster, and here's what's happening this week.
This week in the lesdom.
This Week in the Lesdom is a place where we can touch base each episode about things going on with the podcast or otherwise. We want to let you all know that 13 people have signed up to come to Croatia with us, which is so exciting. We have our Croatia trip next September. We do still have 5 spots left. So if you want to get in, you can sign up at bit.ly/lesdocroatia.
We also want to remind everyone in Season 6, we are now releasing monthly bonus episodes for our Patreon supporters. So if you want to catch those, our last one came out on Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. Our next one's going to be coming out next week, and it's going to be on Fire Island. And we had so many thoughts. So many thoughts. Want to hear.
Love those gay boys. We were also nominated for a Queer Tea Award for Best Podcast, which is really freaking cool. You can vote until tomorrow at bit.ly/lesvote.
We also want to remind you that we are going to have our next trivia event for Yellow Jackets. We will be doing Yellow Jackets trivia on Season 1 leading up to the premiere of Season 2 on March 26th. That's going to be starting at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific.
In the Greater Les universe, Coming Up for Love by Nicole Kahn just came out. It is a queer dating show. Seems like it's super fun, and it's featuring Amber's Closet, who we've had on the podcast before. So really excited for that show. You should definitely check it out.
And while we're on our gay reality dating show bullshit, let's also talk about Love Trip Paris, which I think is on Freeform. So they basically take 4 women, they're like shipping them to Paris to find love in Paris, and I'm pretty sure only one of them is straight. I think there's like 1 lesbian, 2 bisexuals, and a straight woman. I'm ready to get my reality TV bullshit on. Let's do it. Also in the Greater Les universe, I just saw on Twitter today, I think, that they announced Leah Johnson, who wrote You Should See Me in a Crown and Rise to the Sun. I think they just announced she got like a crazy huge book deal to write another book. So we are going to have more Leah Johnson content coming, which I personally am very excited about. Loved her books.
Very exciting. Also, putting together so many things that I love. Demi Lovato is doing a new song for the next Scream movie featuring Jasmine Savoy Brown.
Hitting all of our bullets right there.
Every single bullet point. I'm super excited for this next Scream movie.
Gonna be great.
It's gonna be great.
That's what's happening this week. Back to you, Ellie and Leigh.
Thanks, Ellie and Leigh, and welcome to our 100th installment of Should Have Been Gay.
Oh, it was fun, it was great, but it should have been a little more gay.
100. We really like talking about gay shit, Leigh. Like, that is insane.
Are you ready for this, Ellie?
Yes.
Okay.
But probably not.
In this week's episode, looks like we made it. Look how far we've come on gay shit. We might have took the long way. 100 should have been gays. You're welcome. You're welcome.
I was ready, but I was not ready. I was not prepared. If I had been prepared, I would have practiced my harmonies, Leigh. Why didn't you tell me?
I'm so sorry. Here's
and
the
we
problem.
would have been so out of sync. It would have been like a calling
yeah,
response.
it's rough. It's
echo.
rough over the
Yeah,
Zoom.
It would be beautiful.
Here's what happened. I couldn't figure out what to do because I had two things, and so I didn't know which one to pick, and so I was like, let's just pick a neutral, like, third middle ground, you know? So we landed on Shania Twain. Yeah, why not?
Can I tell you a super quick aside about Shania?
Please.
Before we start. Number one, love Shania. I had a really hardcore Shania Twain phase this year. Like, I don't know what it was, but, like, she just came into my life in a more intense way. And her Vegas show was ending, and I seriously was writing out a budget of, like, how can I go to see Shania Twain at the end of her Vegas show? And it's anticlimactic because I didn't go, but I wanted to so badly. I was trying to, like, I will fly to Vegas for one night, see Shania, and come back. Luckily, she's going on tour, so I will see her on tour, but I love her.
You sound like me this morning trying to find some way to make it to LA in February, but anyways, we should get rolling.
Started. Let's do it.
Yes. Do you want to introduce our first guest?
I would love to. Welcome to Bethany Brown, pronouns she, her, hers, proudly pansexual, so none of y'all is safe from her love. Bethany also plays Ruby, a retired witch and Mel's girlfriend on Charmed, and you can see her on Nancy Drew and The Astronauts on Nickelodeon. We are also obsessed with her. Welcome, Bethany.
Hi, thank you. I'd forgotten that bio, and you're right. None of y'all is safe from my love, okay? It's aggressive.
Was that a better putting up of the spotlight video now?
I feel really well spotlit. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for doing that. Thank you. That's like a hug.
Everyone, do a Zoom clap for Bethany.
Snap,
we can't
snap,
hear
can
you,
we
but
do
we
that?
can feel you.
And we can see you, which is really cool.
And we
Oh my
can
god,
see you.
we can clap.
And you're all so beautiful.
Yay! Yes, this is, for any of you, I don't think we said this at the top of the episode. This is a live episode. So we are live on Zoom. We got some friends here with us. And we have two special guests, but Bethany's our first one. So let's dive in. We're going to talk today about the School for Good and Evil. Are you ready?
Oh, boy.
Leigh, hit me with that IMDb synopsis.
I'm not ready. So, yes.
Tell us more.
Okay.
Tell us more.
Our IMDb synopsis, I unironically love this, because here's the IMDb synopsis for the School for Good and Evil. Best friends, Sophie and Agatha, find themselves on opposing sides of an epic battle when they're swept away into an enchanted school where aspiring heroes and villains are trained to protect the balance between good and evil.
Okay.
In case anyone missed it, they're best friends.
Just to clarify. All
just got right out the gate, just straight out the door.
IMDb really
best
wants
friends.
us to know they are just friends, but we are not going to have them be friends. Let's be real. So, let's talk gay synopsis. Bethany, since you're our honored guest, would you do us the honor of the first gay synopsis?
Oh, thank you. Yes, I would love to synopso gay this for everybody here. So, in the village of Gayveldon, two misfits share the most intimate of bonds. One night under the blood red moon, I'm not going to get into that now, a powerful force sweeps them away to a school for good and evil, where all great fairy tales start. And as luck would have it, all turns to shit. But luckily Morpheus is there from the Matrix, and he knows that only true love's kiss can restore both girls' destiny. And what's truer than love between ladies?
Wow.
Damn, now I wish you didn't go first because I'm screwed. That was so good.
How do you follow that? That, honestly, you should have, we are recording this. Someone should pay us for that audio. Like, they should use that for something.
Yeah, like they need to use it for a trailer. The fact that it even started with Gayveldon, like, that's it.
In a world.
Unclear if Gayveldon is my favorite part or Morpheus from the Matrix.
Morpheus from the Matrix, right?
Wow.
Incredible.
Well, Leigh, do you have a gay synopsis?
You just don't want to go next.
No, I'm scared.
It's fine. I have mine. I'm ready, Ellie. I'm not intimidated.
All right.
Okay.
After 100,
here's my
think.
Here's my gay synopsis for School for Good and Evil. Very platonic best friends, Aggie and Sophie, show that the only real way to turn evil to good is to make it a whole lot gayer.
Ooh, yeah.
Beautiful.
That's what I landed on.
Right to the point. All right. I'll jump in. Here we go.
Hit us, Ellie.
Best friends and lovers. Literally, it was never hidden. They've been gay since the beginning, okay? Sophie and Agatha find themselves on opposing sides of an epic battle and can only save their school and each other by confessing their love for one another and sealing the deal with true love's kiss.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's it.
That was magical.
Simple, clear, plain as day. But like, the only thing I will say, this is skipping all the way to the end, that kiss could have been better. But that's okay. It was like there. Yeah. It was like, okay, our lips touched, I guess. Great. This
Literally,
is a kiss.
someone's like, she was dying. And I'm like,
Yeah.
She was dying.
But still.
But she could have kissed better while dying. Fair. Very fair.
Yeah. She was dying.
Like, if that was your last act on Earth, you'd fucking go for it,
like,
right?
I'm not saying there has to be tongue. I'm just saying, like...
No, I'm sorry. If
like,
you're on your way out, if you're going into the light, slip some tongue, man. Like, when are you going to do it again? Like...
You're right.
You'd
If you
think
thought
that's
that was
the
the
best
last time you could
time to
ever
slip some
kiss
tongue.
your love.
Yeah, but I'm
How
also
would you
now
do it?
I'm like, but she's a dead person. Like, I feel like that's like a whole new layer. Like,
she wasn't dead
right.
yet.
I don't think she was dead.
right,
No,
barely
she was
breathing.
dead.
Okay,
I
but
think she was
she
dead
was
'cause she was
dead,
crying.
right? Yeah. I don't
Sorry,
know.
we were skipping all
I
to
kind
the
of
end,
just
but we need.
that just came to me now.
But
I'm like,
I just
ooh,
needed to.
I don't know
to
if
get
we're supposed
that
to kiss
off my
dead
Wait,
people.
are you saying Aggie should have slipped tongue or Sophie? Because I'm saying Sophie should have.
Oh, you think when Aggie kissed her, Sophie should have been like, surprise, I'm alive.
I think Sophie should have been like, I'm on my way out, and I gotta make the most of my last remaining like heartbeats on Earth.
Yeah.
Like, plan dead to get those
you go
kisses.
for it.
That's what I'm gonna do. I'm so dead.
I'm not saying if you're kissing a corpse, slip some tongue. Okay?
I
not
did
where
not
we went.
really think this is where we're going to start. I'm so sorry to kick us off that way. So let's dive in.
Just some casual necrophilia talk to open up the episode.
There's a lot of landmines for this particular movie, so we'll discuss all of them as we go.
Listen.
But what was our experience? So, Bethany, when did you first watch this movie? What was your experience? How did you feel about it?
I first watched it last week. And to be honest, like for the first hour, I was like, oh, because I found it quite problematic, you know, and I don't like to drag anyone, any movie, because I think everyone does their best. We're all here doing our best. But like, I was like, you know, just with how polarized, like the theme of black and white was and what they were saying evil was versus good. And I was like, yikes, are we still there? We're going to pull some of that apart, I bet. Yeah, so that was kind of my first hour of the film. And I was like, why did I pick this movie? Sorry. And then as it started to like collapse into chaos and like, you know, good started to question what good means and evil started to question what evil means, I was like, okay, that's more my vibe. Like, you know, she's pansexual. Like, let's bring and add some colors and it's not just black and white, you know? So yeah, then I started to really I was like, okay, I can get into this. But there was definitely some problematic features. Y'all.
Oh yeah. I will say, as you say, she was pansexual. I do feel like that was a huge thing, which was like, she's like, nothing's black and white. And I'm like, are you telling everyone like, I'm sexually fluid? Like, you're not just straight, you're not just gay. Like, felt very much like everyone's on a spectrum, and why are you being all so heteronormative?
Right?
Yeah. There was some very intentional shit coming from Agatha.
Right?
Yeah. Leigh, what was your experience?
My experience the first time watching it, because I actually watched this, I was very proud of myself because everyone knows how long it takes me to get on top of like recent releases. So I watched this real soon after it came out, and I watched it because I'd seen like it had just been, you know, it had been out for a day and Twitter was just losing its mind over like, oh my God, how are they not gay? But I didn't actually know what happened yet. And it was another one of those where, like, I mean, you know how our lives go. We watched it over 2 nights. So we, like, watched the first half of the movie, and very similar vibes, Bethany. I was like, wow, I like how they couldn't even pretend to, like, make good in any way redeemable in this movie. Like, interesting choice, okay. Makes more sense, I guess, with the rest of the movie. But still, I was just like, wow, weird. And I was already, like, oh my God, I can totally see them going for some, like, you know, kind of just, oh, she's gonna, like, kiss her on the cheek and they'll be like, you're my true love. Because I think actually Kelsey called it first, like, that there's one of those first lines in the movie where they're like, oh, you know, her mother, who loved her more than anything in the world, died, but, like, thank God she got a friend who loved her even more. And Kelsey was like, weird phrasing. Like, what a weird thing to say, to be like, sorry your mom died, but like your friend loved you even more. And I was like, here's what I'm calling. Like they're gonna go for like a it's the true love kiss. Mwah. I did not predict what actually happened. Like could never have predicted the actual like on the mouth fucking okay. So anyways, so then we watched the second night and we both just like screamed through the last 5 minutes straight of just like, they did not! They didn't! Really? No.
Yep.
And that was my experience.
Yes.
Good times.
We can talk more about how gay it is, but there's so much in the the last 5 minutes is like the kiss, and then is her kissing Tedros and then being like, okay,
Bye.
but I'm gonna go.
Yeah, I think I blacked
Like,
out for the Tedros moment. I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, because I just.
Oh, don't worry. We'll dissect it
Yeah,
in detail,
yeah.
so it's
But then,
fine.
she's like, I gotta beat it. And then
Yeah,
she
she
just.
was like, it's been cool, but like I'm gonna go with my friend now.
Yeah, and then like
what the hell?
the whole dress moment, I was like, why did she have to be in a dress for like the whole like school for good? And then she went back to her old wardrobe, which I was like, yeah, like that wardrobe's dope.
That
But
wardrobe was freaking awesome.
anyway,
Yes, the vest, the pants. For me, my experience was sort of similar to yours, Leigh, in that this was one of those movies that like had too many people saying it was gay that it was like being who we are, which is at our 100th should have been gays. We were like, okay, we have to watch this movie. So I went on like a little weekend getaway with my girlfriend and we watched it. Like the getaway was not specifically to watch this movie, but we were like, we have to get out of town to go see this movie. But we watched it at this cabin and I was losing it. Like losing it at how gay it was. And the
Fair.
two main characters, but one thing that really has sat with me still, even on my second rewatch, is Charlize Theron and Kerry Washington.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That was very difficult to watch as a queer woman. Like, it was electric. That's all I'm going to say. That's
Electric.
Electric. So that was
Listen,
that's
we're
my
gonna
experience.
talk about them just the same way that we're gonna talk about just Rafal in general.
Oh, Rafal
honestly.
is so gay.
Yeah.
So
And
yeah.
his twin brother.
I
Let's
think
not forget. Is
honestly-
it
Yes.
Ryan?
Yeah. I
Yeah.
think my first note that I wrote down at all, like the very first note I wrote down for the movie, just says two fabulous brothers. They're like
Gorgeous wardrobe.
These two brothers like had a school, and I was like, yeah, they did.
High
Look at
fashion.
them. Like,
Mhm.
yes,
Yes.
they're
Right.
serving looks at this
Gorgeous.
school.
Mhm.
Is what's happening.
So gay. Like, so gay. The fact also that it took Rafal how many years to find his quote unquote true love, because you were looking for the wrong person. That's all I'm gonna say. He's like, and oh god, I'm
Still
sorry. I
waiting.
wrote this down, but like inappropriate relationship with an older gay person, like a little bit of like a queer awakening moment for some people, you know?
Yeah.
Yes.
Where she's like, Rafal gets me, and you're like, oh, does he? Yeah.
Yeah, her awakening is Rafal and Lesso cutting her hair off. Like we could write a full ass research paper just
When
about
she
those two
cuts
things.
her hair off, and she's like, you did me a favor. I was like,
Full liberation.
she's like, I have been held down by my heteronormative hair for so long, and you cut it off, and I'm now me.
Yeah.
That was
And also
crazy.
serving looks. Listen, it's a mood at this
So
school.
you
I'll
could see
tell
me
you
in a
what.
clown scene. That was something else. So Bethany, let's talk. What do you feel like when you were watching this? What were some of the gayest things that stood out for you?
I think the moment my jaw smashed the floor and I didn't know what to do with it was when the gentlemen decided to leap out with all of their swords and play with their swords with one another while everyone watched. Yeah.
Why is that not where I expected you
yeah.
to start? And
I
that's
forgot about
incredible.
that.
It struck
Yeah.
me. It struck me. And I,
and they
Excuse
all
you,
were
one of them had a
completely subbing.
a special magic sword, okay?
But they were completely subbing for Tedros, right? Like, they're like, and we fall at your feet, Prince.
Yeah.
Like, what?
what? And part of me was like, I wanted to bring out a sword of my own and, join in the dance. And I had no idea why, but that's also me. So
Your you're saying that the school for good boys doing their little demonstration at the beginning was like a circle jerk in the truest sense. Yeah.
You can use whatever terms, best suit, but it was remarkable. It existed. I don't even see, I'm lost for words still.
All right, so that really got you. What else? I mean, there's a lot to dissect here.
There was a lot to dissect there. I really thought that Agatha and Sophie opening in their little town and like the only two queers, and I was like, oh, that's such a cute story because it's so like, when I was raised in a small town and when there is just like one other person who might be queer and like you got just band together so tightly that I was like, oh, how beautiful, that opening.
Yeah. They're adorable together.
They're so
Agatha's
sweet.
like a whole gay. Sophie's just there like simping for her, and they're just carving their little names in a tree together.
They carved their names into a tree together when they first met each other also. That is a gay move. It was the first day they had met. She has the crown on her head, and they're like, Agatha and Sophie forever.
Yeah.
And they weren't wrong.
Yeah, because they are still forever.
Together, forever.
Into the wishing tree, too. Like,
Sophie also saves Agatha when she is being harassed.
Yes.
And the way that they talk to the men, quote unquote, / boys,
yeah,
I feel like is so gay, where they're just like, we don't know who you are. She's like, sorry, who's Eric?
Sorry, who? Which one was Eric again? Yeah.
Boys do not register with us.
So you said your name was Eric, but like, which one was Eric? Yeah.
They
Sorry,
were
was someone
so
talking?
rude to those. They were so rude to those boys. But also the fact that they get called witches.
Yeah.
Right? From the beginning, they are branded as outcasts, queer, witches, and they
freaks and weirdos
like it too.
Yeah.
That's the one thing that I like about the two of them, particularly Agatha. I feel like Sophie is more, I feel like Sophie's journey is, I wanted to be a princess and I wanted to be like loved by men and I want to find my prince. And then as she goes, she gets dropped in the school for evil, which to me is a metaphor for queer because they're actually the good ones. And then the school for good is like heteronormativity, right? So she gets dropped there and she's like, I'm good, I swear. And they're like, honey, you're not straight. You are here for a reason because you're gay. And then she starts to embrace her gayness, gets a little chaotic, as all baby gays do.
Yeah.
Cuts her hair off. And then she...
As all baby gays
turns
do.
into a tornado, cuts her hair off. Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Like, falls in love with an inappropriate person.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, has her old
like
hag
all
phase,
ba-
as all
old
baby gays
hag
do.
phase,
Yeah.
as all baby gays do.
Sure.
Then realizes she's
Normal
actually
stuff.
in love with her best friend, as all baby gays
Yes.
do.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes. Very fair.
Literally dies for her best friend.
Yeah. Sacrifices herself.
Sacrifices herself for her best friend. And at the end, even is like, you can stay here and stay with this dude, but she does not want her to. And then when she goes with her, she's so happy. Like, they're so happy with no prince in sight.
Back to their little town.
That's my Sophie in a nutshell. Because I know we have a shorter episode than usual today, so I'm giving a tiny version of Sophie. But I feel like I hit a lot of gay points.
You hit a lot of
I
gay
like
points.
Mm-hmm. What about
Hit
Agatha?
us-
Somebody hit us with
Yeah,
a
hit us with
synopsis
what you've
of
got
Agatha.
on Aggie, Bethany. What do you have on Aggie? Let's dive in. Let's do a quick run through of Aggie's gayest highlights.
Well, I think, opening moment, I just kick it off. She existed in a world.
It's the pants.
It's the outfit choice.
Yeah.
Immediately. I did the exact same thing in high school. A
Wait,
solid
can
vest
we see pictures
and
of this, please?
oversized
I need to see
pants.
Yeah.
Pictures.
Yeah, you know what? I'll try and find some photos because my friends actually did an intervention with me and my wardrobe. Yeah, they did. And so they would...
Wait, how close was it to Aggie's? Because her outfit fucking slaps. Like, I'm sorry, she's in her like swashbuckling best, and I am here for it.
Well, I clearly thought I slapped. I can't say that I felt good. Okay.
Nice.
And so, outfit choice number one, I think exploring that mask of center approach is just, this hot, like for me, I was like, oh, yes, work, girl. So yeah, so I felt like that was that immediate moment. And then, heading over to, well, it's interesting because I feel like Agatha knew a deep truth of what might be unconditional love, like from the get-go, and didn't necessarily know how to put it into like labels that other people might understand, but knew that something wasn't working. Everywhere she went, something wasn't working. So then she got dropped into the school of good, but something just wasn't, like she wasn't like everybody else, and she was always this kind of outcast, but truly I think felt deep kinship and love for people, except not how they were functioning, not how they were lying and trying to like perform femininity. And she was sort of shoved into performing it too in like this dress. And do you know what I mean? And then like her inner truth is that she's like literally a hero. She saves everybody in the movie multiple times.
Yeah.
Right?
And nobody more so than Sophie. I mean, good lord. Like, Agatha, I don't think Agatha goes more than like a 2-minute stretch of this movie without saving Sophie at some point.
Yeah, but also Tedros or whatever his name is.
Yes.
Like,
well, she also
doesn't
is
stop.
the only person who can use Excalibur well, right? Tedros, he's like, Rafal's like, oh, that sword is like a toy in your hand or whatever to Tedros. And then Agatha grabs the sword and literally kills him.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yep.
So for me, it was like she was almost the only one who stood so deeply in her identity the whole time. And the arc was like everybody else kind of catching up.
Yes.
Yeah.
I feel like she was like a queer magnet that was just walking through this place and just like bringing all these other
like
people
a
over
queer
to be
lighthouse.
Like,
Because when you stand in like your brilliant queerness and it just like gives other people the opportunity to like discover themselves. Oof, that's Agatha for me.
Yes.
Well, and it's so funny that so many of the things that they did are like, because you're so right, Ellie. To me, I agree that like the School for Evil, it reads as 100% queer coded, like just a metaphor for gayness.
When you show up and there's this like completely bald woman like crushing it with like the eyeliner.
Yeah.
And you're like,
And Sophie's like, I don't belong here. And like Agatha is just looking at like rows of dresses and she's like, what in the ever-loving fuck is this?
Literally.
Like, why am I here? I do not belong here. She's like, why are we tripping over ourselves over these boys? Question mark.
she could care less about
Why?
Tedros. That's also what I hate, that they forced that.
Yes, she's just like, I should be in the gay school. There's been a mistake. She's like, Sophie hasn't realized things about herself yet, but I sure have. Listen. She's like, I jumped on my friend's body as she was being dragged through the woods under a red sky to save her life. She's like, I know who I am, and it is not this heteronormative nonsense, okay? Like, and they just pushed so hard on the whole, like, oh, all of this femininity. And she's like, yeah, this is all stupid. Like, why? True goodness is thinking all of that is dumb and boys are not worth it. And I was like, correct.
Correct. I'm curious, Bethany, because you said something about a blood red moon in your synopsis, and you said we'd get to that.
Yeah.
What
Do
are
we
your
want
thoughts
to?
on that?
Do we really want to circle back?
Do it.
I just feel like,
I would
the
love to.
moon and just beautiful processes that happened every 28 days or thereabouts. And I was like, really? Blood red? Okay. We're going to start there. It's powerful. We all know that. It's powerful. Yeah.
Also, can we talk about Sophie's incredible queer energy? She's like getting dragged across the forest floor by like some unknown monster entity, and she's literally just like living her best life. She is like, so long, Gayveldon, farewell, mediocrity. And I'm like, she is so close to realizing so many things right now. Like, she's just exuding this queer energy, and I loved it so much.
Well, and also the fact that Agatha was following her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Why were you following her? Right? She's like, you were going to run
she's
away.
her
I'm like, why were you not
protector.
in your house? Why are you even in this forest?
Fair question. Fair point.
Ellie, we have discussed Dykes in Shining Armor before, and that is Aggie to a T.
She is.
Okay?
She's like, Sophie's going to do something stupid and I have to save her. So she's following her everywhere.
Yeah, a sprinkle of stalking on there.
Yeah, exactly. Durr has said, who hasn't done a bit of light stalking, TBH, in the chat. Yep. I mean, I
So
don't
true.
know if...
It's called a crush.
Yeah.
They just don't know.
Just really like them.
Like, we're getting
So
married.
bad.
They just hadn't like noticed me yet. Like, they just don't know my name yet.
Yeah.
But, like,
Yeah.
yeah.
And also, okay, so let's dive a little bit into Sophie and Agatha's dynamic together with Tedros. So they both, quote unquote, have a crush on the same guy, which I feel like is like such displacement. It's just like too on the nose. But then you have that trope of one person helping the other person get their crush to fall in love with them, right? And every time it pans over to Agatha's face, like when they're doing when they're shooting the bow, Agatha like cannot watch them together. And we're supposed to read it. Yeah, we're supposed to read it from like a heteronormative perspective, I feel like, where she's like, oh, Tedros. And I'm like, why? She has never shown any interest in him before this bow thing, so she clearly cares about Sophie.
Her soul is dying
crushed
at that moment. Like, just heart ripped from her chest. She like can't even watch them.
And then at the end, she kisses Tedros, and then she's like, I forget exactly what she said, but she said, I think I wrote it. She says, I can't leave my friend. You kiss a man and then say, I can't leave my friend, hold your friend's hand, and walk into a portal to triumphant music.
Okay, listen. Here is a hill I will die on, okay? We see so many times of how jealous Agatha is.
Yes.
Right? We see her when they're shooting the bow together. We see her reaction to the "You Should See Me in a Crown" scene when Sophie walks into that room with her fucking short hair and the skirt and the swagger and the she is girls having a moment, okay? So we see a lot of jealousy. We see one moment, really, from Sophie. And it is when Aggie walks back to kiss Tedros, and Sophie looks away, because she also is like, I'll go on without you, Aggie. Right? I will die on the hill that Aggie's just like, yeah, I can make you jealous too, bitch. Like, that kiss
you think
meant
that
nothing.
meant nothing to her, and she was just like, look at this, Sophie?
I think, yes. I
Oh.
absolutely think she was just, like, probing for a reaction. Because, like, she got it, and then she's like, oh, I can't leave my friend, though. Peace. Like, she could care less about Tedros. Like, I'm sorry. When they're in that tower fighting Rafal at the end, and she, like, kisses Sophie and bring them to, they do not even glance at Tedros. Like, he's also lying there, right? Like, they don't glimpse in his direction. They could not care any less about that. Sorry to that man. They do not care about that man.
They do not care. But for me, I felt like it was like because they're so young. And so in your youth, like for me, Tedros was like the guy that everyone's supposed to have a crush on. So perform it, do it, try it, and then go, wait, I can't leave my best friend. My heart's pulling me that way. So for me, it was gentle discovery along the way, not like, oh, I have this underlying truth that I'm in love with my best friend and I know it. No, I found out. And so did everybody else in the movie, including Morpheus, about True Love's Kiss.
Everyone knew.
Right?
Everyone.
And you know what's so funny, though, is like, if we read this movie the way that we are with the School for Evil being like gayness and the School for Good being like comp het, it's so funny how this movie plays out, right? Because you watch, like, even to the point of you watch Sophie be like, I am good, I can fit in, I can be passing, I'm in love with Tedros, no, that didn't work out, I'm in love with Rafal, that's what I'll do, I can be with these men and be what everyone wants me to be. And it's literally not until she's like, nope, I love Aggie, that then that's goodness. And I'm like, what up?
So you're saying,
okay, Netflix,
goodness
okay.
is admitting you're in love with your best friend, then you are good.
Yeah, it's telling
good
the truth.
Good is gay is what Netflix said.
To me, it's just telling the truth. That's what goodness is.
Yes.
Live your truth, boo, and discover it along the way. And like, you just try not to cause too much damage while you're discovering.
Try not to destroy
the whole
everyone
world
around
or whatever,
you.
you know, or like every fairy tale. But like,
that little thing. Yeah.
Well, and also, like, because I have one quote written down from Sophie that I think is during the Nevers ball, like when they go crash the Nevers ball on their side, and Sophie has that moment while she's old lady blood magic, Sophie, where she's like, she pulls Aggie to her. She pulls Aggie to her and she goes, let's show them how good we really are. Let's dance. And I was like, ooh, I'm here for that. Like, who amongst us has not, as a queer person, like, had that experience where you're like at a dance, at a wedding, at a something where you're just like, I know other people are going to be looking at us, but like, we're just here to live our lives, you know? Let's fucking dance. Like,
you're so right when you're just like, yep, we're two girls dancing and you're gonna watch.
You're gonna be obsessed.
You're gonna watch as we dance to Toxic by Britney Spears. Like, honestly, who hasn't done that?
I almost forgot the Toxic moment. That was something.
I mean, I will give them props for, like, I don't know what they spent on the soundtrack for this movie, but like, worth every penny.
What do we think about, like, also the end for both schools, right? Because the end for both schools is that, like, they're gonna merge. Right? So this kiss between two women created like a rainbow bridge between the two schools. And now they're like, oh, you know what? Like, because also there's this whole thing where it's like a never and an ever can never be together. Right? And if you think about it from like the nevers and evers being together, like, they're like, it's so unnatural. It's disgusting. Like, they keep saying all that stuff. If you look at it like a queer relationship, then at the end, everyone's like, you know what? It's okay for the gays to be together. We're good. That's how I saw it.
Ooh, I saw it as like, okay, like you have that comp het and then you have like beautiful queer school. And then you're like, actually, why don't we be like super intersectional? And you know what I mean? Like all come together and deeper, you know, discoveries of ourselves instead of like, you know, pushing kind of, again, so polarized. So interesting.
Yeah. I agree, though. It is like now they can all be whoever they want to be.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
I think you can read so many metaphors
on the spectrum.
Yeah.
At the end. Yeah.
And adding more colors
more fluid.
to any, you know, it's the beautiful rainbow array.
Let's talk a little bit, because we don't have a lot of time before we go into our next one, but I want to talk about, I don't know their names.
Dovey and Lesso.
Yeah, Charlize Theron and
please.
Dovey and Lesso.
Lady Lesso, yes, sorry.
First of all, Lesso as a character.
Whew.
Just gay.
Just
those
gay.
pants.
Wow.
Those vests.
The like bow tie.
Yes.
Yes. For those of you who are not
Does
on
that fireplace getting a little
It's
hot?
so, I'm gonna turn it off.
Yes.
So
for those
hot.
of you who are not watching this live, Bethany is fanning herself because it's getting hot in here.
Lesso. Literally Lesso.
Somebody just said her name is literally Lesso.
It is.
So true. So true.
If they were not trying to tell us something with the hair, with the outfit, they said it with the name and with the way that she talks to Dovey.
She calls her princess, and I'm just like, ladies, keep it in the bedroom.
There's some serious tension between the two of them.
Can I also wait? Hold on. I just need to highlight my absolute gayest Dovey moment while we're on the two of them, which is anyone who's watched like the old school L Word. Did anybody else have like a really just laugh out loud reaction to Dovey with her little magic finger drawn little circles in the air going, summon enough passion and you can accomplish anything? And I was just like, whoo, boy, there is something happening here that I was not prepared for.
They called it their finger glow.
Yeah.
And that just, I couldn't handle it.
They have magic fingers at this school, okay? That's all I'm saying.
Like, so we're going to give you all your magic finger powers, straight people.
Yeah, just remember, it's all about passion, girlies. It's all about passion. Okay?
And circular motions, yeah.
And circles.
Yes.
Gotta draw some passionate circles. We all learned everything we know from Poppy. We get it, Dovey. We're right there with you, okay? Yes.
I also think there's a moment here where Charlize Theron's character says, "Nevers, this is gonna hurt." And that was life-changing.
Yeah.
Just clearing my
every
throat.
single one
Do you
of
need, some, do you need a little water, a sip of water?
But every single one of those
Take a
little
water.
queer babies, like every single one of them was like, "Yep, prick me." Like they were like, "Please, Lady Lesso,
Like,
I want it
Make
to hurt."
it hurt. Step on me, Lady Lesso.
as she penetrates their magic finger.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sorry, just some light magic finger penetration is what we're in for
You
in this
know,
movie.
just-
Okay.
Me next.
It was intense.
Literally, the last thing I wrote down at the movie is just when Aggie and Sophie go back home and they're like walking down the road together. I just said, at least they still have their magic fingers. Like they make sure to show us that they're like, don't worry, everyone, the magic fingers came with them. And I'm like, yep.
To Gayveldon.
To
Doubt
Gayveldon.
it.
We love Gayveldon. And they go back to Gayveldon and they pretty much pick up exactly where they left off except gayer.
They're
Except
so
in touch with
love.
themselves.
Yeah.
They've kissed.
Yeah.
They're so in love at the end. They're like hip bumping on the little walk.
They're like holding hands, like they're just so gay. Also Lesso and Dovey at the end when they're like, maybe we could be friends. And you're like, this feels like, then they go to hug each other and they can't hug,
Yeah.
and then they're like, baby steps.
Yeah, because it's electric.
Yeah, they're like, it's
They were
too much.
overcome. It's too much.
They've
They were
been
like, we've never
pushing this
even
down for a long time.
right. What you resist persists, and it like took over. They were like, oh god, not yet. One finger at a time.
One glowing finger at a time. Oh my gosh. Wait, Kristen just said in the chat that in the book, so there's a book of this, which we should talk super quickly about before we go to our Q and Gay. In the book, Dovey and Lesso are together.
Oh my god, stop. I love them so much. I
So,
want them to kiss.
I see it. But we
just want to I want them to kiss the way Sophie and Aggie kissed. Actually better.
No,
Well, everyone
better.
kiss better. You're right.
We want one to be dead, and okay.
Yeah, definitely even better.
Just
in a different way.
a little corpse tongue in action.
No. I envision it in that dungeon that that Lesso.
Oh my god, in the doom room.
Yeah, where she cuts her hair off with a cleaver.
Also, can we talk about how
Yes.
fucking dope of a gay bar that would also be the Doom Room,
Yes.
right?
And
Just a little
barbershop.
dungeon
Doom
action.
Room, where you come get your gay haircut. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Ha, I'm here for
I would
it.
go to, like, I have never had my hair very short, but like I would get it very short if Lesso cut my hair. That's it. So Charlize Theron, if you're
With
out
an
there,
axe?
you could cut my hair with an axe.
Does that also just
cut it off? Take
Yeah,
it. Whatever.
like that just has queer energy as well to just be like, oh my god, yeah, I just went and got like a new haircut. It was in a dungeon. The guy cuts it with an axe. Like that's a real place that exists that is owned by a gay person.
All the TikTok lesbians are like posting about it, and they're like, "Have you heard?"
Yeah. Have you been to the Doom Room? Got my haircut there.
Just like ruthless axe haircuts. Have you heard? Like,
It looks so horrible too. Like if you
Once
chopped it with an axe, it's like so uneven.
No, and it's perfect because then it goes so well with Sophie. Like, I love how Sophie's like, what is my power? And they're just like, you have bees, a swarm of bees, because you're a fucking cottagecore dyke
You have
with bees. You're
bees.
making honey. Like,
can't-
yeah.
She's
I'm
Miss
crying.
Honey.
Yes, and she's like, I'm gonna have my fucking axe haircut and my bees, and I'm gonna, make my own paper. That's how we're gonna roll now.
There's too much. There's too much.
Yeah.
Okay, so
my axe haircut.
wait,
Yeah.
what I wanted to mention one more thing before we go to the Q and Gay. Which is like to talk about the Twitter discourse about this film. Because
Oh,
it is
Jesus.
very controversial.
Wait, are you even aware of what is supposed to happen in the books, Bethany? Have you dug into this at all?
No, and I'm not on Twitter either. But like, tell me. I'm
Okay.
so-
Yeah, why don't you tell us, Leigh?
But beyond all of the many other problematic things about this movie, when all of the gays descended onto the internet to be like, why is this the gayest movie I've ever seen in my life? Like, they're literally, this is true love's kiss. And everyone was like, oh my god, like, they're just friends, like, how dare you? And B, apparently they're supposed to, like, further down in the books, like, it gets revealed that they're actually sisters.
Oh,
and so,
excuse me.
yeah.
I'm sorry, I wasn't ready for that.
So, no one could ever be ready. And so everyone was, like, giving, like, all the gays shit where they're like, wow, I can't believe you're shipping, like, sisters together. That's disgusting. And we're like, I didn't write this movie, okay? Like,
we had no clue that they were sisters, obviously.
This is not on
and
us.
I didn't know True Love's kiss could come from a sister.
No.
That's new information for me, personally.
Yep.
But love,
new information
maybe
for
this
us
is a
all,
discussion about
honestly.
love. Because I think, there's erotic love and then there's familial love. And where we want to put true love in there.
Yeah.
Listen, it's not even about where you want to put
mean?
true love. It's where you want to put Aggie and Sophie's love, and it is not familial or platonic. Like, I am sorry. It's not.
Because if one of my siblings kissed me and I was dying, okay. I'm not going to call it true love.
Yeah.
They're my
You'd be like, I love you too, but bye.
yeah, like
that's not
peace.
gonna cut
And I'm
it.
not going to, like, roll with them out in the end if I'm crushing on somebody. I'm like,
Bye,
brother.
bye, sis.
bye.
Gonna stay with this man.
Literally, like, you'll be fine, right?
But yeah, I also do feel like, yes, Kristen said, if it was a platonic kiss, it wouldn't be strong enough to function as the magic of true love's kiss.
Thank you.
Yes.
That's all we're
Slay.
saying.
Yes.
That's all we're saying.
But also, I was gonna say, but it's too big of a discussion to get into. But I always find it comical because people post all the time on our social media of like, they're just friends. How dare you do all this stuff and whatever. And like, I feel like women can be friends with each other. Like, but that's not the point of our podcast.
No.
The whole show is to talk
Not
about
here they can.
how
Not
these,
here.
how these women are gay together. Like, just have fun with it. Like, calm down. Like, people are so like, well, are you saying that female friendship doesn't exist? I'm like, no. We're just saying these two women are gay together.
It's so funny when they do that in a movie that so clearly is creating these parallels where it's like, true love, she wants it to be Tedros' kiss, but it's Agatha's kiss. She failed the trial by tale because she wouldn't throw Tedros his sword, but she uses her last dying breath to like magic finger that sword up into Aggie's fucking hand, and you're like, this is not coming from us. Like, the movie is doing this.
We're not imagining this.
This is happening. I didn't write it. We're just reporting the facts. Is all we're saying.
Literally, just calling it as we see it.
It's just.
But Leigh, maybe at some point
ridiculous.
we should have an entire episode where we talk about what's the difference between platonic and gay friendship.
Let's
do it because but it also can get complicated.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right? So I think it's a really good topic to have, especially when, like, you're first coming out and you've got all these cool feelings, and then you're like, I've got cool feelings for my friend.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep. It can be really hard to decipher as queer people also. So you gotta toe that line.
And then talk about boundaries, because they're beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
But
okay,
this show is boundaryless. So
on that note, should we do some real quick?
They should be burnt down.
Yeah.
Sorry.
By evil. Should we do some real quick ships?
Let's dive into our ships. I mean, for me, it's got to be Agatha and Sophie. That's
obviously.
That's it. Their
What's
ship
our ship
name
name?
Online is Agatha. I believe.
reject this.
But you can come up with a new one.
Sotha.
Neither of them have. Do they have last names?
I
They
don't know what
names,
they're.
right?
I think they're like Sophie of Gayveldon, right? Sophie and Agatha of Gayveldon.
Gayveldon, yeah.
Gayveldon.
The Gayveldon girls.
Yeah,
no, I don't know.
Gayveldon
Agatha. We're not gonna come up with anything better than that, but I still don't like it.
Well, somebody said, "Oh, sofa."
Sofa.
That's good.
Yep, it's sofa.
It's sofa. Wow. What about because I also want to ship Lesso and Dovey together.
Oh yeah.
Lovey. It's Lovey.
Oh.
Why am I even second guessing this? It's Lovey.
That's cute. Lovey.
Sofa, so fucking gay.
It's
Sofa
great.
king
Sofa
gay.
King Gay, yeah.
Yes.
Do we ship anyone else? Is there anyone else we ship?
Maybe Tedros and all the sword men.
Or like Gregor, we didn't talk about him. He was the one who just wanted to like have his own little, right? Like he wanted his own little grocery store, and then he got turned into that bird.
While you're talking about some of the problematic things in this movie, to me the most problematic thing in this movie is how they just never deal with the fact that they just straight up fucking killed Gregor.
Yeah.
Like, you just killed him, and then they're just like, well, move on. And I'm like, bye.
Yeah, they're like,
what?
That when that girl comes up from the water and she's like, it's been 100 years. And you're like,
yeah,
this is so fucked. And everyone's like, nothing to see here, nothing to see. Just this little girl
They're
dying.
like, smile, girl, smile, or you'll fail and die.
Yeah, that
normal shit.
Yeah.
Normal, totally good shit. Yeah.
Yeah, but Gregor definitely was like a little baby gay. Like, yeah, he was
right.
He was like in what's it called? In Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, the elf who wants to be a dentist.
Yeah, Hermie. He's a little Hermie.
Yeah, he's a little Hermie. Oh,
I can see that.
I love them. All right.
Okay. Can we just say
though.
School for Good and Evil
Should have been gay.
should have been gay.
Yes.
Should have been gay.
Oh yeah, Hester and all the girls from the School for Evil are also gay and dating each other.
So true.
Sorry, thank you for that reminder. All right.
Absolutely.
Let's go into our Q and gay. You ready?
Q and gay.
Question number 1. Which school would you be in? A, good, or B, evil? Or C, the final school where they're both merged?
Final rainbow school.
the
final
chaotic
rainbow
good school.
Yeah.
Final rainbow school. Yeah.
Okay,
totally,
I'll add that
totally.
as an
Rainbow
option.
school, yeah.
Final rainbow school.
Is that what they call it?
I don't think they give it a name. We're naming
But
it.
I like the rainbow
We
school.
make the rules now.
Yeah.
We're the captain now.
I like it.
Question 2, Bethany. How would you fail as an ever? A, not smiling. B, getting a cut. C, falling off a horse. Or D, running away from the forest.
Getting a cut. I once lost a job at landscaping because I was struck by a pine cone on the arm, and then I let the person know I'd been wounded, and they thought, literally, and they thought I could head home whenever. Anyway, so it was one day long, my landscaping career.
Wow.
So it would be getting a cut. Yes,
it's okay.
You know, we each have our things. Not everybody's good at everything, but everybody's good at something, right?
Yes. Question number 3. Who is the gayest? A, Aggie, B, Sophie, C, Rafal, or D, Lesso?
Oh, I need to say Lesso because I want that axe haircut now.
It's Lesso. It is.
Everybody
Even though we ship Aggie
sign up
and
for your
Sophie,
time slot.
Yes. There's
For
a
an
line
axe haircut.
around the block.
Yeah.
Yes.
Question 4. What would you be the most scared of out of A, the pansies, B, the reapers, C, the fairies, or D, old lady Sophie?
The reapers. Yeah, because I don't think being scared of elderly people is okay.
It's not that she's old and therefore scary. It's that she is scary and happens to look old.
True.
And I think it was like, if you pulled in the blood magic moment and like, you know, some of the stuff like how she was actually using it, cool. Yeah, like she's scary. But like, I love elderly people.
Yeah. But here's the problem. She doesn't look old. She looks like Uncanny Valley to me.
I liked when she changed and she was like, I'm beautiful, aren't I? I was like, she's really embracing herself. You know? I liked it.
She's feeling herself
She's
finally.
really embracing
Right?
it.
I'm about empowerment.
Yeah. All right, question number 5. When is Aggie the most whipped? A, under the red moon. B, matchmaking. C, the forest. Or D, the kiss.
The most whipped?
The most
kiss.
Yeah.
Like, so I'm the most whipped too. Anyway, it's not about me. It's not about me. The kiss.
The kiss. Final answer.
Amazing.
Jinx. Bethany, thank you so much for
Thank you,
joining
guys.
us for our live episode. Tell everyone listening, where can they find you on all the social medias? And if you have anything fun coming up.
Hit me up on Instagram, Bethany Brown, at Bethany Brown. And I've got a new movie. We just shot it in Bulgaria and Paris, of all things. Yeah.
Cool.
So that'll be very, very exciting. That'll be coming out, I think, in a couple months.
That's
Nice.
fun.
Very exciting.
So yeah, come hang with me on Instagram until we have that fun movie coming out.
Yay. It was so
Amazing.
good to see you again.
A virtual round of applause for Bethany, everyone.
And we're going to bring...
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Bethany.
Bye.
Okay.
this means
Are
it's
we
time.
ready? Is everyone ready for our second segment of this?
I'm ready.
I'm having so much fun, Ellie. This is great.
I have already cried laughing.
So glad we
far.
did this.
I'm so happy we did this too.
Oh, hey everyone. Why don't you welcome our second guest of the evening? You probably know her as April from Teenage Bounty Hunters. You might have seen her starring in Icon, which I think is now on Prime, everyone. And, you'll obviously soon get to hear her as Ileana in the hit podcast musical Journey to the Heart.
Surprise,
Coming
surprise.
soon. Say hi to Devon Hales, everyone.
Hello.
Yay.
Hi.
Such silent clapping. I love it.
For all of you who are listening and not seeing, people just freaked out. Tops are off. Like, it's getting crazy in here. I'm so excited to have you here, Devon. We have missed you. It's been a while since we've talked to you. I know, well, Leigh talks to you probably constantly, but
yeah, all the
in
time.
this
I'm like, I won't leave her alone. It's a little much.
We're texting, we're connecting all the time, staying linked.
Yes. And this is your first time on a Should Have Been Gay, which is very exciting.
So happy for you. What a joy this is going to be.
What an honor it is for me. I also, every time I posted about it or reposted about it on Instagram, I was like, I do feel like this is about me, just like as a person. Everybody being like, should have been gay.
One of these days we'll have to do an episode. Devon,
be honest. Be honest. It was the She's the Man Halloween costume, yeah?
Look, I know. Look, I know. Whatever it is, I know.
It's okay. It's okay. We can't all.
It's one of our favorite movies. So
okay.
listen. Did you listen to our She's the Man Should Have Been Gay? It was a great episode.
I haven't actually.
Oh, you'll have to go back. Go check it out.
I need to go back. I told you guys earlier that as like my homework, I did listen to a Should Have Been Gay episode, and I picked Stick It because I was obsessed with that movie when I was younger.
Yeah, so were we.
It's one of those where I look back, I think I've talked about like A Knight's Tale and like the Shannon Sossamon thing, where I look back and I'm like, and then I was cracking up because you all were talking about the ice bath scene, and I was like, and then I went on TikTok and I was like, I wonder if anybody else is talking about this, and it showed clips and I was like, interesting.
Yep. Everyone else is talking about the ice bath scene. Yeah. It is.
It's no one is wrong.
It's formative. It is formative.
Yeah, I don't know, to what degree. I don't know that I've figured out, how that's really manifested in my life, but I know that it had an impact.
Devon, look, we're here for you whenever you come to a conclusion about all of this, okay? We just want you, it's a safe space. We're gonna start with Wednesday, though, just so you know.
Got it.
Give ourselves a little path to go down, that's all.
I'm so excited. Let's talk, do the IMDb synopsis, because my experience with this, I love this. I love the show. I just really did love it.
Okay. For anyone who's not familiar with recent Netflix series Wednesday, the IMDb synopsis is as follows. Funny, it starts with the word follows. Follows Wednesday Addams' years as a student when she attempts to master her emerging psychic ability, thwart and solve the mystery that embroiled her parents. This is another entry in our "Someone Had a Stroke While Writing This" IMDb synopsis
what this IMDb
list.
synopsis is supposed to mean. But yes.
Devon.
Yes.
Do you have a gay synopsis for us?
Okay,
for
I do. I'm not 100% sure that I understood the assignment, but I did try. So you can. Okay.
That's all we ask.
Okay. Small, cute, angry, hypervigilant lesbian interacts with a series of terrible, haunted men and gets saved physically and emotionally by a small, cute, rainbows and puppies bisexual.
You understood the assignment.
Nailed the assignment. Crushed it. Also, I want haunted men to be more of a part of just everyday conversational phrases. What is why? That's incredible.
A series of terrible haunted men. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Amazing.
This is definitely an indictment of heteronormativity, this entire series.
Yes.
For sure.
Truly.
Ellie, do you have a gay synopsis
I
for
do.
us?
Unlikely roommates, Enid and Wednesday, team up to solve a monstrous mystery and find out that opposites really do attract when they become partners in more ways than one.
Wow.
Leaving a little more to the imagination. I like it.
Yeah. But I do love them together. I was watching some compilation videos today that were really hitting me in the feels.
I am afraid because I did so much homework looking about on TikTok, now I'm afraid it's all it's going to show me on my For You page is just like when Claire edits. So I'm like, oh God.
Yes. It's not a bad thing.
It's not that would be bad.
But yeah,
but
like eventually, hopefully it filters out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Leigh, what's yours?
Okay, listen. I have to be 100% honest. I tried so hard to write a gay synopsis for this. That wasn't what I'm about to do.
Oh God.
And I just couldn't. So hold on. I'm gonna move this a little farther away just so I don't blow out my audio for Ellie later.
What are you
Okay, I wish I had like symbols because you really need to imagine this with like a symbol crash at the end, okay?
Okay, yeah.
Here's all I have for my gay synopsis for Wednesday, okay? And they were roommates, okay? That's it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm,
there you go. Crash.
Beautiful.
That's all you have.
I think this is
if I could replace the IMDb synopsis with just those words, good enough for me. That's the synopsis.
I have
of
a
the show.
question for both of you, which is like, what are your favorite roommate stories before this? Because like to me, I'm like, actually, I feel like this is one of the best ones. The only one I can think of is like New Girl, those roommates, right? Who else? Would you consider like the people in Friends to be roommates in a way?
Yeah.
I mean, yes, but like...
no. Like the She's the Man love story, that's roommates.
No, she rooms with the dude.
Yes, but the heterosexual one, the one that's actually canonly.
Oh, who cares about that?
So far, they've all been pretty heterosexual.
All right.
I do like... I like when Lindsay Lohan has to be her own roommate in Parent Trap. I think that really gets that story going.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm just really inspired by the sisters, Aggie and Sophie, and I want to bring that energy into our section.
That got complicated there at the end.
So
I was like, oh my God.
But you know what? We did not know that. We did not know that when we originally were diving into our Twitter.
No, I believe you.
Shit.
I believe you.
But then, what are you gonna do? The movie has not said they're sisters yet. All right, so maybe they never turn into sisters in the movies. We don't know.
Yeah, we can change it.
Deviate from the source material. Yeah,
exactly.
Nothing wrong with that.
All right, but let's dive in to Wednesday. I just love. Can I start with my experience since we're talking about experiences? And I'm just like, I want to say it.
Ellie's like, forget Devon. Push it out of the way. Like, I want to talk about my experience. Yeah,
because I loved this show. Like, I just like started watching it and I just kept binging it, and I loved it. I love that they have Christina Ricci in it as this cameo because we'll talk about this later maybe, but like Addams Family Values is like one of the best Addams Family movies ever. And so then to just bring it all back together, I felt like was the perfect thing to tie it in a bow. And then Enid and Wednesday just really got me. They were so cute together. So I loved it.
There's something magical about them. I agree.
Yeah, they're very wholesome and sweet.
So
Devon,
precious.
as our guest, do you want to tell us yours?
Oh, me? Should I?
Yeah.
Oh, are you here? What? Who?
I'm sorry. I'll stop.
No. I really liked it. I watched this like month and a half ago, maybe 2 months ago. Probably not that long after it came out, so maybe 2 months is too long. The first episode, I like wasn't totally sure because her physicality and like it's oversimplifying it to call it a bit, but like the performance that she gives is obviously very specific. And at first I was like, if this is all there is, I don't know. But then obviously she is, I think, actually kind of a genius and gives us so much more than that. And then I yeah, I think the two of them together are so unbelievably precious. And then I just had to know what happened. I had to know, you know, who is the bad guy, who's the Hyde. And then every time I sort of thought I knew where it was going, it switched. And so yeah, I had a really good time watching it, actually.
I'm totally with you. It was giving me flashbacks to when Ellie and I just did one of our bonus Patreon episodes on Mulholland Drive, and we talked a lot about have you seen Mulholland Drive? So if you watch Mulholland Drive, it's really weird because you watch it and you're like, does Naomi Watts just like not know how to act, or like what? Like, I've seen her in stuff and she's a fantastic actress. Like, did she not know how to act in whatever year this came out in? Like, I don't understand. And then you realize what's happening like through the movie. She's like
she doesn't know how
acting like someone who doesn't know how to act. And it's like, I feel similarly about the Wednesday performance in this. Is you're just like, are you just like a flat person? But then the restraint you have to let the moments that then start to peek through the way they do.
Yes.
I'm like, brilliant.
That was what was
Love
the most
it.
exciting.
Yeah.
And it's not, I guess, like, it's not that I thought she wasn't doing anything at the beginning. I just thought, oh, this is like just a thing that we decided we're gonna do. But then, yeah, looking for those little moments of like, is there just like the slightest little upturn of her lips, or like, is there something different in her eyes?
Yeah.
Looking for that was really
or like
exciting.
just a breathing change, like
Yeah.
just, you know, just something subtle. They're subtle. And they're all around Enid. Anyways, who's
true.
What? Not me. Anyways, yes, I actually watched this pretty recently. So I've only done like one full watch through. I'm just steel trapping it up here for tonight because we finished it like last week. So it's fresh. It's fresh in here. But listen, we've already done a Should Have Been Gay on the Addams Family just in general, and on the T for T energy that Morticia and Gomez bring. So I love that we get like a whole opportunity
to talk about Wednesday. I know,
to
because
fully
like
dive in.
I feel like
on
we were
Wednesday.
like Wednesday's a little baby gay in like in the Addams Family like 1991 era.
100%.
But like this brings it to a whole new level. Like whole new level. So let's just talk, like you said, Leigh. They are roommates. So we literally have Wednesday show up to this school that she's like, I don't want to be here, and immediately meets her opposite. And like, I just feel like the development of this relationship is so perfect. They like, I wouldn't say they hate each other either, right? Like, I don't feel like they ever hate each other. They're just like slightly
they just clash.
I don't get you.
Yeah.
And the only times they like come closest to duking it out are just because they care so much. Because Enid just cares about her so much. And
Enid, she's just, I love her. She's so sweet. Like, I don't know. I just immediately, the second that she shows up and she's just like, here's my room, I'm Sparkle Rainbow. And you're like, oh my God.
Leigh, I know you want to talk about the color scheme of the room.
Like, how many lesbian sweaters does Enid even own, honestly, at this point? Like, I'm sorry. Like, once again, I didn't dress her. This is on wardrobe, okay? If you're gonna buy the fucking lesbian flag on like 6 different sweaters and continue to put her in them, that's not on us.
That's on you.
That's on you, okay? How many people have you seen in those sweaters, though? Caitlin was wearing one the other day. She like posted an Instagram story, and I was like, that lesbian sweater, though. Like, yeah.
Yes. But I also like the color contrast between them. Like, when I was watching some fan compilation videos today, there's like something about the song was like Somewhere Only We Know was running underneath it. And I'm like watching it as the song's playing under, and Enid's on her colorful side and Wednesday's on her completely black side, and they're just like both looking at each other. And the music was playing, and I was like, why is this the most romantic thing I've ever seen in my life?
You know what's funny is, like, I haven't even seen it, and I can picture it so clearly in my mind with a slow-mo, like, the saturation drops, cut, fade. Yeah.
There were, I don't remember if it was just one or if there were multiple, but there was definitely one shot of them where they're standing in front of the stained glass window and they're facing each other. And I was like, they're so close, yet so far, yet so close.
Yes. Well, and there's that scene with them, Leigh, maybe you, because I also watched this a little while ago, and I just did like a quick refresh in my brain, but there's the scene too where they're out on the balcony and Enid's crying and Wednesday's like trying to understand why she's crying, and they have like this. What?
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm
why
talking
is she
about?
crying?
I forget why she's crying. I know it's so bad, but
now I'm trying to like scroll through my notes on like all of the episodes, being like, when did this happen?
But then like they have a moment where I feel like one of the things that I love about Enid and Wednesday's whole thing is, like you said, oh, it's because she couldn't wolf out. You're right. So she was having a hard time about it.
And she's like, I'll never find love.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Ugh.
And Wednesday's like, I don't understand. We can just be roommates forever. Why is this such a problem?
You never need to find love.
Yeah.
It's okay. I'm your pack.
Yeah.
But like, I also feel like Wednesday actually like does not try to understand any people. Like, she doesn't quite care to understand anyone around her except for Enid.
Yes.
Like, she's still, even though like they're so different, she's like, I want to understand you. And like, I feel like that's like the gayest thing ever. But like, you know, when like in like a rom-com where they're like, I just want to know you. Like, that's what I feel like.
Well, because
Wednesday.
I also feel like Enid is the first person in her life that's been a stranger who has actually chosen to stick around long enough to fully get under her skin, and then she has no choice but to be like, well, I haven't been able to scare you off like everybody else, so I guess my only other option is to, you seem to like me for some reason, so I guess I can try.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and it's so funny because it's like, I mean, again, listen, you know me, and you know how much I love writing just a deep research paper on everything. I feel like I want someone to, like, write me a thesis paper, okay? Someone write me this thesis paper on, like, what it means for Wednesday to have grown up with the parents, this, like, idealized relationship that she's seen her whole life of her parents, where she's like, weird, heterosexual, doesn't ring a bell for me, and she's, like, deeply, like, PDA heavy, like, that's not how I roll, and so she just has, like, no role models, you know? And then you watch her trying to, like, sort it out this whole show, right? Like, I feel like this whole show is Wednesday trying to be like, what is caring for someone? Is it these boys? No, that seems to be incorrect. Is it this boy? It's not that boy either. Is it, it's Enid. Oh, it was Enid. And you're like, oh, honey, like, yeah, it was right there the whole time.
Yeah, that's really true. Yeah, she's got these parents that are this, like, heterosexual, hyper-sexualized version.
Super sexual, yeah.
Yeah, and then she obviously deeply cares about Thing, but that's family, basically.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And her uncle, but that's family. Like, that was... Obviously, this is not really on topic, but yeah, like, when Uncle Fester showed up, and that's the first time you see her sort of, like, really light up, I was like, oh my god, she's in there. Like, there's this whole other, so
she does care.
Yeah.
She does care.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't think she's been shown what it looks like to care outside of, like, the Morticia Gomez, like, you know, just boning in front of you at every available surface.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
She's like, there's the bone fest that is my parents, and then what?
What else?
I don't understand.
Yeah.
She's like, I threw piranhas at these boys. That doesn't seem to be it. So I don't
like it. I feel something, but I don't think that's quite.
Well, I also seen a lot online, which I really actually like, of that, like, Wednesday reading as Ace.
Oh yeah.
And so I also feel like that's really, like, Enid and Wednesday together, if Wednesday is Ace, is also really nice because I feel like Enid is one of the only people who respects her boundaries. Like, there's that whole scene where Enid tries to hug her, and she's like, oh, okay, so we don't hug. Like, you're not a hugging person, that's okay. So I also feel like it could be a really, like, interesting dynamic to explore, where Wednesday's like, I care about you, but I don't show it in the, like you said, like, I don't show it in the way that my parents do. And, like, I actually don't want to be sexual, but I care about you, and I want to be your partner, but, like, not in the way that, like, my parents have been. And that, like, Enid could actually understand her in that way. I just think that'd be such a, like, I don't think they're going to go there. I do not think they're going to go there in the show, but I think that would be an amazing, like, storyline to explore.
Someone write us their dissertation on the Addams Family things and Wednesday as, like, a gray ace and her girlfriend Enid. Yes, please. Yes. Please.
Yes.
Email us at letshangoutpod@gmail.com.
Yes. But Devon, when you were, like, doing your research and your homework, what were some of the other things that felt super
tell us your favorite
queer
fan edits.
about
What songs? What songs were playing?
The songs playing in the back of the
This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp. And as we head into Thanksgiving time, I want to start by thanking my wife, Kelsey, who has not only listened to just about every episode of this podcast for 8 seasons now, but who also is the only reason I'm able to make time to record it every week. She takes the kids, gets them dinner, and gets them ready for bed, just so that Ellie and I can come on and yell about gay things into each other's faces for an hour. So here's a reminder to send some thanks to the people you're grateful for in your life, including yourself. I've been in therapy for a long time now, and one thing that's so important about therapy is how it teaches you to be more intentional. And being intentional about gratitude and how to show that to the people you appreciate is just one of the many benefits that I've gotten from therapy over the years. If you've been thinking of starting therapy, consider giving BetterHelp a try. I know how hard it can be to find time for regular therapy, and BetterHelp is designed to be flexible and convenient for your schedule. You can fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist, and you can switch therapists at any time for no additional charge. If you want to start being more intentional about gratitude in your life, visit betterhelp.com/letshangout today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/letshangout.
Let's hang out.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever find yourself playing the budgeting game? Shifting a little money here, a little there, and hoping it all works out? Well, with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive, you can be a better budgeter and potentially lower your insurance bill too. You tell Progressive what you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll help you find options within your budget. Try it today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law. Not available in all states. For many businesses, the holiday season can be both an exciting and stressful time. With so many balls in the air, one thing you definitely want to know you can rely on is how you're selling your products. And with Shopify, you can rest easy knowing it's the home of the #1 checkout on the planet. Nobody does selling better than Shopify. And when it comes to successful brands like Aloe, Allbirds, or Skims, an often overlooked secret is all the things that go on behind the scenes that make selling, and for shoppers, buying, simple. For millions of businesses, if you take a peek behind that curtain, you'll see that Shopify is what makes it all possible. Shop Pay boosts conversions up to 50%, so that's more happy customers and way more sales going. It's true all the time, but especially this time of year, your commerce platform better be ready to sell wherever your customers are scrolling or strolling, on the web, in your store, in their feed, and everywhere in between. Businesses that sell more sell on Shopify. Upgrade your business and get the same checkout we use for Realm merch with Shopify. Sign up for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/realm, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/realm to upgrade your selling today. Shopify.com/realm. For many businesses, the holiday season can be both an exciting and stressful time. With so many balls in the air, one thing you definitely want to know you can rely on is how you're selling your products. And with Shopify, you can rest easy knowing it's the home of the #1 checkout on the planet. Nobody does selling better than Shopify, and when it comes to successful brands like Aloe, Allbirds, or Skims, an often overlooked secret is all the things that go on behind the scenes that make selling, and for shoppers, buying, simple. For millions of businesses, if you take a peek behind that curtain, you'll see that Shopify is what makes it all possible. Shop Pay boosts conversions up to 50%, so that's more happy customers and way more sales going. It's true all the time, but especially this time of year, your commerce platform better be ready to sell wherever your customers are scrolling or strolling, on the web, in your store, in their feed, and everywhere in between. Businesses that sell more sell on Shopify. Upgrade your business and get the same checkout we use for Realm merch with Shopify. Sign up for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/realm, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/realm to upgrade your selling today. Shopify.com/realm.
TikTok videos.
Yeah, I mean, I obviously felt like sort of the through line, even though we all agree, like, they never really hated each other, that idea of, like, I kind of resent you, I resent you, I resent you, I resent you. Oh, wait. I feel something just as strong, but...
Oh, wait, you moved out? Wait.
That's not that. Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Oh, the episode 9 confrontation after all the birthday stuff, when Enid goes off on her and she's like, I've tried to be your friend. I have tried to think about your feelings even though I do not understand them. I've told other people that even though you seem like a weirdo serial killer, like,
You're just shy.
You're just shy. Hilarious that she could be thought of as shy. But I don't know, that just felt like the deep rage of, like, I care so much about you and I know that you're a good person and I want to, like, in with love.
Can we also dig into that whole, like, spiel, like, that rant that she goes on? Well, specifically because of, so you're mentioning, like, the episode it happens. I want to contextualize a little bit for us, because this happens right after the birthday scene, sure, but it also happens right after when she makes Tyler pick her up, right? And she uses Enid to sneak out because she's like, Enid's like, oh my god, I could tell them that I need to, like, wolf out and go to this thing. And she's like, amazing. And so she uses both Tyler and Enid. And there's this moment in the car where Tyler goes, I thought we were going on a date. And Enid goes, I thought this was girls' night out. And I'm like, you can say you thought it was a date.
Yeah,
too,
correct.
You're like, honey, you both thought it was a date.
You both thought so. It's okay. Like,
that
it's okay.
moment was so
and
cute.
It's after that that she finally loses it, where she's like, wow, I thought we were going to go on a date, and instead you were just using me to go see this boy, and you weren't even going on a date with a boy, and, like, I can't do this anymore Wednesday. And I'm like, oh, honey.
Oh, yeah, so maybe it's not episode 9. Maybe it's earlier than that. But yeah, like, I thought that I was gonna have a night alone with you, and then I did this nice thing for you, and instead, like, you almost got us all killed, and what's worse is you don't care.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
I thought this was girls' night out. Just at that took me out. I was so waiting for her to say, like, I thought it was a date too, and I was like, no.
Well, I feel like they've, like, hinted that in season 2 maybe they're gonna go there, but I do not want to get too excited. What are you gonna say, Devon?
We can't get too attached to anything ever.
I know,
obviously,
ever.
as we well know.
Yes.
How very dare you?
I'm sorry. But
ma'am.
Sorry, everybody. I'm sorry. I did read. Well, first of all, I saw the clip of Jenna Ortega being like, Wednesday should have been a lesbian.
World, yeah.
Yeah. But on December 26th, 2022, some of you may remember it, there was a headline that said creators aren't ruling out future lesbian relationship, and then there was a quote inside the article that said sometimes characters reveal themselves, and I was like,
is it in episode 1 in a fucking lesbian flag sweater? Is that what they're talking about?
They've been revealed.
Is that what we're going with?
We didn't intend to write them this way. You intended, you did.
but also because listen, here's the thing: when you have a show where like their whole romance for Wednesday, the whole season, like the canon, shut up everyone, the canon romance, okay, is is with Tyler, who ends up being the big evil monster of the whole season, right? The only other thing that they even come close to building up is the stuff with
Xavier.
Xavier. And it's unclear if he's even going to be in the show moving forward because he's got all sorts of fucking allegations against him now. So I'm like, listen, you have an easy out here. Like, there is such an easy out.
Just cut all the men. Just cut
he
the
could
men.
disappear. There were so many little milquetoast white boys. I couldn't keep them straight. I was like, they could all disappear, and I would not remember by next season. I really would not.
The only guy in this show that I cared about, they like put in a hospital in a coma for most of the season. Yeah, I loved Eugene.
I know. Eugene is
literally
a little gay
episode.
Too. Like he's definitely a little gay boy.
I know this is like a slight aside because it has nothing to do.
Gay moms.
Yes, he had gay moms. Slight aside because it has nothing to do with how gay this show is or should have been. I just need to comment on the fact that like this Wednesday was for me, just as a series, one of the hardest things lately about the like 8 to 10 episode seasons of things, because you can tell they like the pacing was weird. They like clearly had to try to like fit stuff in the number of episodes that they had. And what it meant is that like an episode would end and then the next episode would start and it would have nothing to do with what was happening. And I was super stressed when Eugene gets attacked by the monster and then they just like don't even talk about it for like the first like 10 minutes of the episode. And I was like, did he die? What's happening? Somebody tell me. Similarly, they did the same thing with Enid, and like she's like losing her mind when the Gorgon guy like stands her up because he's stoned himself in the mirror, and then it just like isn't a thing at the beginning.
They don't
of the next
address
episode.
it at all. Yeah.
And I'm like, so we don't care about him anymore. Got it. Okay, sure, fine.
What do we think about the werewolf conversion camp?
Her parents are literally like, we're gonna send you to a fucking conversion camp.
Like,
take your gay sweater off, you're going. And I was like, what's happening?
Literally, like, I'm like, this, like, I started laughing because I knew we were gonna do this for Should Have Been Gay as I'm watching it. And I was like, they did not just have her parents say, we're sending you to conversion camp. I was like, they just handed this to us on a silver
platter. Yes, yeah. Correct.
I was like,
they're like, oh, is this not clear enough? Should I get a larger spoon?
Yeah, they're
for
like,
this?
there's something that's different about you, honey, but we'll fix you. And she's like, no, we won't. At least that was good. Like, they didn't actually send her to conversion camp, but like that was so just like, okay, so we're at family week, and you have these two gay girls who are dealing with their families in ways that only I feel like gay people. Not only gay, like everyone has family shit, but like one of them, she's like, I'll never be like you, mom, because I'm gay and you're Morticia Addams. And the other one's like, her parents are like, honey, we love you, but we don't want you to be gay anymore. So like, let's deal with this. And I'm like, this family day was so gay.
Yeah, well, and can we also dig into the whole Morticia thing, because she's like, I don't understand you, like, because there's a couple things that stood out to me where, like, in the very first episode when they drop her at the school, and she has this thing that she says to her mom where she's like, I will never fall in love or be a housewife or have a family, you know, and she's just like, I reject everything that you have, like, as your life. Like, I don't want your life, mom. Like, I don't want to be like you. And then they also play up a lot, like, how close her mom and Weems were when they were in school. Yeah.
What do you think about Weems?
Weems is one of the gayest things about this show. She loved Morticia so hard, and she got so hurt that she never loved her back. And they were roommates, and there was roommates showing her up all the time, and I'm like, and why are we really mad?
Yeah. And she's like, oh, Weems was her co-pilot at the boat race, just like Wednesday and Enid at the boat race. And I'm just like, I just feel like there's a lot to be said for her being like, I don't want the life that you chose for yourself, because like you had this, you know, fucking like 6 foot tall Amazon woman as an option, and you chose Dad. Like, I don't, makes zero sense to me.
So the entire reason she's pissed at Morticia is because her mom's not gay. She's like, Mom, I wish you were gay.
It would explain a lot, is all I'm saying, okay? She's like, you refused to be the gay role model that I needed growing up because you just wanted to, like, bone Dad on the kitchen table. And, like, now, here I am with a roommate that I don't know how to tell her that I love her, and it's a problem.
Yeah, not like should have been gay. Like, Mom, you literally could have been gay. It was like 6 feet of woman right in front of you, and like you blew it.
You blew it. And Weems. Yeah, Weems was too much woman for Morticia. You're right. Oh man, I like weirdly was like maybe wanting to ship Weems with Miss Thornhill, but then I was like, nope, because.
I mean, I could still go for it. Like,
but,
it
like,
does. One of them's a bad guy and one of them's dead, but like that won't stop us.
Before the reveal, I was like, oh,
let's not let that.
Would be
stop us.
so cute. The height difference. Come
The
on,
height
are you
difference.
kidding me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Ugh, adorable.
Okay, how do we? What is that thing? Where do people start the petitions to like the government? Can we petition? How do we petition Uncle Joe? We need the Weems and Christina Ricci to recreate the meme with the girl up against the wall. Everyone knows what I'm talking about. Okay, we need it.
I don't know what you're
There's
talking
the
about, but
tall
please
one
send it
and
to
the
me.
really short one, and one of them's holding her against a wall. Okay, it's fine.
I don't know what you're talking about, but
I'm
we'll
gonna
find
it for you.
Somebody put it in the chat.
Yeah. Somebody find this in the chat. I'm also dying. Durgo's "This episode of Should Have Been Gay" has been brought to you by incest and necrophilia. I'm so sorry. We did not intend for this. We did not intend for this. Oh my god. I want to. Oh, it's in the chat. Oh, yep. I see
thank you. This one. Yes. Thank you.
Yes.
We should do more live episodes. This is so much easier than trying to Google it myself in the middle.
Okay.
Oh my god. Okay. Got it.
Okay.
Got
All
it.
I'm saying is, how do we ask Biden to make this happen? Who do we ask for
Joe,
this?
invite Christina Ricci and
yeah,
Christine. Is her name Christine?
No, Gwendolyn
Christie.
Yeah.
How do we
That's
get
all
them
I'm.
to the
This
White
is
House
not
to
so
recreate
much
this?
to ask.
It is
Okay,
not.
listen.
It is not.
We
It's a
didn't
very
get
easy
student
request.
loan debt relief. This is all we want
This
now.
is all we
Okay,
want.
that's fine.
Yeah, it's totally worth the same thing.
Just
I
give
cried
us
myself to
Gwendolyn
sleep.
Christie holding Christina Ricci up against a wall.
Okay, yes.
That's all. Okay.
I want to talk about Bianca because we haven't gotten to Bianca yet. So Bianca is the siren. Lover. Beautiful. I also just feel like if we're not shipping Wednesday with Enid, which I still want Wednesday with Enid, there is some sort of chemistry between Wednesday and Bianca.
Yeah.
She just has more chemistry with the girls
With
at the
every
school
single
than
woman in the
anyone
school
else.
than
I mean,
Xavier
let's be
or
real.
Tyler.
Yeah.
Yes. But like that is like a true enemies to lovers kind of trope because they actually do hate each other. But like give me a next season where like they're fighting together, like they're both the best at fencing so they can beat the shit out of everyone else but not each other. You know,
What
like
I
there's
want-
that I
okay.
like the competitive.
Here's my dream. I want to combine it all, okay?
Mhm.
I want Enid and Wednesday dating, but Enid getting a little bit jealous because of the tension between Wednesday and Bianca. So it's like, you know, yeah, they'll have like a fencing match and then like Enid storms off and Wednesday has to deal with like, what is this jealousy?
You know
I don't
what?
understand.
Doesn't
What
understand
is
it. Yes.
like, and then someone has to like, Eugene's gonna have to sit her down and be like, I'm gonna explain it to you using bees as a stand-in for humans because we're all cottagecore lesbians on Should Have Been Gays tonight. Okay, it's bees all around.
Yes.
So listen, when one bee flies to a flower and then a different bee and the queen bee is like, that flower was for me, and then so that's you and Enid, and then Wednesday's just like, I can't. That's all I want, okay? And then she has to like buy her flowers or something, and she's gonna get her like a whole bouquet of like black flowers that kill you.
She's
and
gonna
like,
get her a new snood.
oh, Yeah. Anyways, we should write this season. Why does no one ever hire us for these?
I
Really?
really did see that the second season is all about Wednesday and Enid. But like,
As
I
it
don't
should
know
be.
if that means it's about them.
The whole first season is Wednesday and Enid.
I know, but
Come
even
on.
more so is what it says.
Talk to me, Devon, about that final episode. Talk to me about everything Wednesday needed that happens at the end.
Oh God, there's so much good Wednesday and Enid at the end.
Because we haven't gotten there yet, and I'm dying to know your thoughts.
You might have to remind me like where that first episode starts, because I know how I feel about like the ending, but I don't know.
I'm talking like the wolfing out.
Oh,
the end, like that whole.
Okay. Okay. Well, yeah. Okay. So this is something she's been waiting for, and like she had like one little moment, maybe with Ajax, where she like got a little like claw action, and she was like, "Oh, that's interesting." But then the love of her life needs her, and that's the thing that finally pushes her over the edge to like fully wolf out. She just like hadn't met the right girl yet, you know? Like that's what she was waiting for. And yeah, that's like in the moment of like not having to think about it. It just like happened, and it was motivated by love, and then the hug. I can't even talk about it.
Once again, let's stick with the wolfing out for a second, because once again, we are not making these parallels. They deliberately put in a parallel where she's like, "Oh, I'm making out with the snake dude," and like, "Oh yeah, I guess that like did something for me. That's fun." And then she full on turns when she's like, "I gotta protect Wednesday from this fucking beast man who's about to attack her," and who so conveniently happens to be the beast man that she's been like semi-dating the whole
there's
season.
some serious rage
You're
there.
just
She's like, "Remember when you took him on a date and I thought it was our date? I'm the wolf and I'm gonna kill him."
And I'm like, there's like, again, I didn't write the season. Listen up, writers. Like, you're feeding us this, okay? It happened just like that. So that's cool. And probably means nothing deeper than just that they were roommates.
You know what I love too is that her parents were like, "We have to put you in conversion camp to get you to wolf out." And it's actually the opposite. We needed you to fall in love with a woman to wolf out. So joke's on you.
Yeah.
Joke's on you, parents.
But then let's also talk about the parallel of, like when Enid more like turns back down into her little sad, scratched up human form, and she's such a little, you're right. Like, what did you, somebody write it in the chat. How did you describe Enid at the beginning? Like a little tiny sparkle rainbow bisexual. She's amazing. And she's all like small and like, did I do good? Did I do good? And Ajax comes up to gather her, and like she doesn't there's no like, "Oh my God, my love." Like there's no nothing. She doesn't hug him. She doesn't go to him. There's no like, "Oh, you survived. Like let's kiss faces." Nothing. No, she has one person that she needs to find, and there is like neither of them hesitates for a second to be like, "I need to be holding you right now."
Well, okay. Wednesday does hesitate. Wednesday does hesitate, but I feel like that hesitation is a beautiful moment. Because Enid goes to hug her, and she like pulls back for a second, and then Wednesday actively hugs her, which I feel like is so important.
Reminds me,
a lot
of something else where like somebody makes a move and then somebody hesitates and then like somebody like makes the choice to like go in, which is like so much more powerful than just like not hesitating at all to begin.
You're saying if only they had like locked a door and like,
deadbolts.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's just like
deadbolt was heard round the world for Enid and Wednesday. Okay.
Yes.
Jesus.
But yes,
like,
I
wow.
mean that
you're coming on with the attacks today.
That was a gay moment. Devon,
Sorry.
don't bring up episode 7 to me. It's lived rent free in my mind for 2 years. Someone
I'm
in the
sorry.
chat.
No, there was just like oh, hang on, I'm blurry. I gotta reset for this. I'm feeling very,
it's okay.
very strongly. Okay, the passion in that hug of 1,000 suns. So much, the looks on their faces, the look on Enid's face. Are you kidding me? Like, I don't need a kiss. This is like,
It's almost like she's been waiting a whole season just to be in Wednesday's arms, you know? Listen.
It is so true. Like that hug is honestly
Kristen,
is more satisfying than the true love's kiss from School for Good and Evil.
Did you see what Kristen just put in the chat? Yeah, well, it is. It's a better moment. She just goes, when Wednesday closed her fucking eyes. Like, yes, they both just like melt into that hug. Like, it's
something.
It's something else. That's all. That's all, folks. That's all we're saying.
Oh, Liz in the chat said they were finally home. I'm gonna cry.
Stop.
It's so true. But it's so precious. It's so like wholesome and sweet and beautiful.
Yeah. And it's also like there's something that I just love about a whole season being like, we're setting up this love triangle between Wednesday and these two forgettable boys. Which one will she pick? Which one will she fall for? And you're like, it's Enid.
Which one is the murderer?
Like, absolute morons. It's Enid. She's right there. See her? She's the one in the gay sweater. She's over there. Nope, she's dressed like a cat now. Look closer. It's Enid. And then they finally are like, surprise, it was Enid the whole time. And you're like, yes, it was, we were right there with you.
That was not
it's
a surprise.
Enid.
Yeah, truly something to be said for the fact, like, your whole season with these two men is which one is the murderer.
Yeah.
Like, that is that. That's, yeah, correct.
Yes. We never for a million years were like, oh, maybe it could have been Enid. Like, we're never like questioning that Enid's the killer.
No.
And Wednesday herself is questioning that these two men are the killer too, I feel like. So it's like, Wednesday, like, are you in love with them or do you think they're murderers?
Correct.
It's easy for her to make that, get that confused.
Yes. Wait, I'm dying.
She's like, but I love serial killers and I'm confused by Enid's rainbows. Like, yeah.
Yeah. I want to talk about one thing that we touched on, but there was a quote that I really feel like is super important, which is they had their roommate break up, right? So they break up. She leaves. Wednesday's so sad. And
Wednesday's like, I'm just going to fall asleep clutching this container of nail polish
she also
like a
says,
normal person.
She says, my mom always said I would be alone, but this is the first time, like, I've felt it. And, like, you know what I mean? She's like, and you're like, oh, my God, that hurts. But then when she comes back, Wednesday says, things said he missed you. And Enid's like, I missed him too. And you're like, you gay bitches. Just trying to like be like, oh yeah, I didn't miss you, but Thing did. That like, that line killed me.
It's fine. Everything's fine. I'm totally fine here.
They literally were like, I missed you. And then they're like, okay, everything's good.
Okay, Devon, any last thoughts on Enid and Wednesday, or should we talk about some ships?
Let me look at my notes.
Don't miss anything, okay?
I know there's a lot.
Go ahead.
It's a whole season.
We didn't talk about the Poe Cup at all.
I mentioned her being dressed like a cat. That was about as much as I got.
Was one of those moments where I was like, look at the two of you in your little outfits that are like equal parts like so cute, and also like look at your little outfits.
They're like, I just want to look hot for you.
Yeah. I was
for
like,
no reason.
What's going on? Something gay.
Something homosexual is happening right now, and we all saw it. Okay.
Yeah. I have a question, and like I know how you both I think feel about it already, and so I will defer to you, but I guess like I don't know, part of me, and maybe it's my own like bias from a show that again we will not mention, but like I kind of wonder if Enid, like, obviously their end game, we understand this, but I also feel like I kind of wouldn't be surprised if Enid were sort of like pansexual. She was like, we're kind of open to anything, and like even if that's maybe like a little discovery for her, it kind of gives me like a Sterling thing where she's like, yeah, I don't understand, like what's the big deal? And then you've got Wednesday who's like, I don't understand what's happening. She just, I don't know. And maybe she is just like lesbian sweater through and through. But I was like, she just seems like such a light little, like delightful little bean. I kind of wouldn't be surprised if she just like loves everybody. I don't know. And maybe you can do that with your lesbian sweater on, but I don't know.
I
mean, she's also got bisexual hair, so like
she does. It's in my notes. I was like, the internet is like, it's Harley Quinn hair. I'm like, it's the bisexual flag.
It's bisexual hair on Harley Quinn too. Let's be honest.
Oh, that's I guess that is actually true.
Yes, Harley Quinn hair is. I dated Poison Ivy and the Joker hair.
Okay. Yes. Fair point.
So here we are.
Not mutually exclusive.
Yes. But I agree with you. I do think that, like, she could be fluid for sure. Because, like, I do think she still has a little bit of a crush on Ajax. Like, it was not fleshed out because I feel like her character is secondary, quote unquote, in the show. So they didn't give it that much.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, her claws did come out, right? So it is the kind of thing where it's like, okay, I like this, but I just have stronger feelings.
Yeah.
For Wednesday.
Well,
but like, there's still feelings for both.
The other thing that's hard is, like, again, it's so hard to remove the lens of, like, our own experiences when we watch shows. Because I'm like, I watch Enid, and I'm like, oh, yeah, honey, I remember. I remember being there. I, like, you know, at Enid's age, who knows? Like, maybe she's bisexual, and that's gonna stick around. Maybe she's just, like, learning about herself. Because, like, yeah, I dated guys. I enjoyed making out with them.
You did, Leigh?
I did. Yeah.
Learning new things about you.
I know, but, like, but also I was 15, and I'd never dated anyone, and, like, yeah, it's fun. Like, you're like, oh, this is what kissing is. This is fun. Like, somebody's attracted to me. That feels great. Like, looking back on it, I'm like, I'm just very, very homosexual. And, like, that's my story. So, like, it's hard because when I watch Enid, I'm like, that's what I see because that's the story that I'm like, yeah, that resonates for sure with me. Being like, oh my God, I'm like, yeah, I'm totally into this. Like, oh, claws, look. But then, like, oh, someone's after that girl I like fucking Hulk
Wolf.
Smash, right? Like,
Yes.
yeah, okay, fine. Like, that makes sense to me. But I think that, like, that's why I would love for them to really take a season and, like, dig in,
Explore
man.
it.
Dig in. Who is Enid? Tell us. Like, tell us more. Where does that story go? Because, like, I happened to not actually be bisexual, but, like, other people are, you know? So,
Yeah,
like, who knows? She seems a little conflicted is all I'm saying. And, like, I would like to explore further.
I just want the entire
dig in
second
there.
season to just be, like, yeah, them figuring some shit out.
You just want them, like, holding hands and Wednesday being like, do I like this or do I hate this?
Yeah. Well, another thing that somebody was saying online, which I'm like, has got me, like, I don't know, examining queer content in general, is, like, once the characters get together, that, like, people just don't care anymore. Like, not that they don't care, but do you know what I mean? Like, it's like,
yeah.
when you think about, like Bones went through, like, 9 or 10 seasons before they kissed, right? So, like, we also don't even need them to kiss next season. Like, I just want you to, like, still explore that.
Do you know
tension
how
between
long
the
you
two
could
of them.
keep gays going on a slow burn?
But it's like, I feel like it's more
Jesus.
difficult with queer content because then, like, people have already started saying that Wednesday's queer baiting, which I don't agree with. Like, I just don't think it's queer baiting. I think, like, there's this
It's not there yet. It's not
like,
there yet.
So it's like, what's the fine line of, like, how long can you push it where it's like, oh, will they, won't they? But, like, are you actually just pretending that they're straight? Will they, won't they? Or are you giving us, like, two characters who are still in love but haven't, like, kissed?
Yeah.
You know? I don't know. That's just, I was thinking about that today. I was like, do I actually want them to kiss in the second season? Or do I just want them, like you said, they hold hands or, like, something cute happens between the two of them and they're like, huh.
I want, like, 4 seasons of build up until they kiss. That's all.
Yes.
Well, and I feel like this obviously is not, like, the timer is not running, I feel like, on Wednesday, but, like, a lot of other queer content, like, you might only get 2 seasons or, like, whatever. So, like, sometimes you gotta
go for it. Yeah,
make it
so that
happen.
we get it in
Listen,
there.
as soon as they kiss, you know they're getting canceled on Netflix. So, like,
That's
who are
true.
we? Like, just
Yeah.
Yeah,
just
that's the thing
draw
too
it
where I was like,
out.
how horrible is that too? Where I'm like, in the back of my mind,
Slowest burn.
I'm like, okay, how about just wait to kiss so you can have more seasons? But I'm like, that's so fucked up. It's so fucked.
Yeah. It is deeply fucked.
Yes.
On that note, who do we ship though?
Let's go. Everything's fucked. Wednesday and Enid. What's their ship name?
Their real one or the new one we're gonna gift them with?
All of the above.
The internet, from my limited research, seems to suggest when Claire.
Yes.
Okay.
That's what I have seen as well, but I agree with Dur. I like Weenid.
I love Weenid so much.
Oh my god.
It's Weenid.
Yeah.
Till the day I die.
Why did anyone ever latch onto anything but Weenid? Like, let's be honest.
End Day. I like
No,
End Day too.
Weenid.
That's sort of
It's
cool.
Weenid. It's Weenid.
Weenid
till the
is
end
so
for me.
good.
Weenid. All right, what about Wednesday and Bianca?
I mean, the W is just so pleasing to do everything with. Like, Bianca. It's like, it's fun. It's a fun sound to make.
Yes. Or the what was it? The Day and
Weems.
Wednesday.
Oh my god, Weems and Morticia also gets a W to play with.
Wartisha.
Wartisha.
Wartisha. Also, like, Beyond Day. I don't know. But I had a left out of complete left field ship that I had written down here that we didn't talk about, which is Tyler and Xavier.
Oh, spicy.
Because I
like
feel
it.
like they have there's some weird tension between the two of them, right? There's that underlying thing where Tyler was bullying Xavier, but then he felt really bad about it, and I don't know, it felt like there was
oh, I get what you're talking about.
I felt like there was some really deep-seated stuff there that
it's
was they weren't telling the full truth whenever they talked about it.
Who's the bully on Buffy who comes out in the later seasons? Do you remember what I'm talking about?
Yes. But it felt like there was something more to it.
They kept alluding to some sort of amorphous thing that I was like, am I supposed to know what's going on here?
Yeah, I understand what they were getting at was that Tyler used to be more friends with those other guys who just bully outcasts because they are bullies who bully people who are different. But then why did Tyler leave that whole thing? And why did him hurting Xavier impact him so much?
Mm-hmm. Did you guys did you bully him alone in the locker room one time? And
yeah. Things
awaken some feelings.
Yeah.
I feel there was maybe they had a moment where it was just the two of them, and Tyler and Xavier talked to each other and realized they had more in common than they thought, and Xavier thought that Tyler got him, and then Tyler had to distance himself because he was no, I can't be gay. I don't know. I mean, had this.
Also, once you do know who the Hyde is, that does mean that Xavier goes and locks himself in a shed and draws him all the time, just day in and day out. He's I dream of him and I just can't stop drawing him.
You're right. The only two people that he draws are the Hyde and Wednesday.
Yeah,
So,
there is a psychic link already there.
Yeah.
I would also ship Ajax and Xavier just to get them out of the girl's hair. I had those were the two I had difficulty telling apart sometimes. I'm just
Xavier, Tyler had sort of a storyline. Xavier, I was there is nothing going on here.
No.
Nothing. That was I could not understand why he kept being I'm in love with you, Wednesday. I was why?
So let's just give them a ship name for good measure then. So Xavier and Tyler.
Okay.
What do we got?
Tyvier.
We could also play with Tyler being the Hyde, so you could have Hiver.
Ooh, okay.
Hyvier. Zyler.
Zyler.
We're getting farther and farther
I
away
love it.
from
Okay, also, so we already did Weems and Morticia. What about Weems and Thornhill if Thornhill wasn't
Warnhill.
killing everyone?
Weemhill.
Themes. No,
Themes. Themes isn't bad.
Warnhill. Yeah, I like Warnhill.
Yeah.
So many ships.
Okay,
the
the takeaway here, Wednesday
should have been gay.
Should have been
gay.
I'm anticipating some good shit in season 2. Can't wait. All right.
Are you ready, Devon, for some Q and gay?
As I can be, yes.
Q and gay.
All right. Question number 1. What kind of outcast are you? A, psychic, B, siren, C, gorgon, or D, werewolf?
Let's go with siren.
Ooh.
Nice. Why do you think?
Gotta get
you
you some
that?
fancy contacts.
You want the eyes.
Yeah, I feel like I could rock the contacts.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like scales would be cool.
You're like, everyone's just in love with me everywhere I go, and I just don't know why.
Like, how would it be different from normal?
And Bianca's like, the hardest thing in my life is like, I can't. Like, everyone just loves me. And you're like, oh, I'm sorry, Bianca.
So anyways, question 2. Okay. Question 2. Who do you ship Wednesday with out of A, Tyler, B, Xavier, C, Enid, or D, Bianca?
C, Enid.
Correct answer. Not that there's a right or wrong answer, but that's the right answer.
Yes. All right, question number 3. What's your favorite Addams Family adaptation? A, The Addams Family, 1991. So what I'm saying there is like any of those. Weren't there 3? Or were there 2? I don't know.
I'd have to
any of the
go back
series
and look.
that has the same cast. B, The Addams Family, the musical. C, Wednesday. Or D, The Addams Family from 1964, which is the original Addams Family movie, which I've never seen. Have you seen it? Have either of you seen it? I haven't seen it.
I'm gonna go with the 1991s. However, special shout out to the musical, because in high school I did. Actually, no, maybe that was more college. Yeah, I definitely like everybody else learned Pulled.
Everyone. It's a great song. It is a great song.
It's a great song.
It is a great song.
Yeah, like watched a lot of clips on YouTube. I mean, Wesley Taylor, what was her name that played
Wednesday?
Never mind, it's not important. But anyway, just like loved it. Yes. Spent a lot of college time on that.
Okay, question 4. This one's tough. What is the gayest Wednesday and Enid moment out of A, the snood, B, things said he missed you, C, wolfing out to save Wednesday, or D, their final hug? An attack!
Speechless. Krista Rodriguez, somebody said in the chat.
Yes, thank you. Oh my god. I'm gonna go with the hug.
It's a good
answer, but
Can't go wrong with
a
that
lot
hug.
of those moments are pretty gay. Yeah.
Pretty gay. Just love the snoods.
We didn't go so hard on the snoods, but like Wednesday, where is it? Like that is very out of character.
Yes.
Right? Like that is like my girlfriend got me this thing and like it really matters to her. So I'm going to wear it. But like I don't want to wear this thing.
You can pout the whole time if you want to, but you're wearing it and you look so cute in it. And deep down, you're like really happy that somebody loved you enough to make you this thing.
Yes.
Especially when you've built this whole persona of being like, I don't care what anybody thinks about me or feels about me whatsoever, but like I refuse to make you unhappy by not wearing the thing that you knit for me.
Yes.
Anyways.
All right.
Anyways.
Final question. Are you more of an A, Wednesday, or B, Enid?
We're really going for like opposite ends of the spectrum here.
Yeah,
You can put yourself nowhere in the middle.
Yeah.
I'm more of an Enid. Yeah.
Ball of sunshine.
We'll send you some rainbow window decals, you know?
I am 100% a Weenid.
Perfect.
But
C,
on
Weenid.
on a day-to-day average, yeah. Okay.
I love it. Also, the chat is just killing me right now.
You're wearing all black.
As a lesbian who crochets, giving your girlfriend something you crochet is very gay. Yes. Wednesday and Enid are autism and ADHD solidarity. I agree.
Agreed.
I know there's so much great. There's just such great rep in this.
Devon,
love Wednesday.
Let all of our listeners know, where can they find you? What do you have going on these days?
They can find me on Instagram, devonhales.jpg, Twitter, Hales_Devon, and you can watch my new heterosexual film, Icon, now streaming on Amazon Prime.
Do you feel like you need to PSA it for us? Like,
yes. I do.
Content warning,
Everyone still
heterosexuality.
please support Devon in his heterosexual film.
Indeed.
Everyone has been very understanding about it, and I appreciate
Hey, what did we tell you when
Goddamn
we
you
had
gays.
you on, though? The gays will follow you, even to the
Wherever.
straight stuff.
Yes,
and that
yes.
has
We
proved
can't be
so
stopped.
true, and I appreciate it.
Incredible.
I'm dying.
And
Rated
also
S
you have
for
like one
straight.
other incredible project like coming up. Just
NBD.
NBD.
Yes. Maybe a musical podcast
Something
coming
like that.
to some headphones near you. Mhm.
Anyways, if anyone desperately wants to listen to Devon and I sing about how in love we are, like NBD, just like check out Journey to the Heart coming soon.
Yes, I know, and we will let all of you know, and because we haven't recorded anything yet with you, Devon, but
No,
when we get some
just
stuff
reached
recorded,
out for scheduling soon, so I'm excited.
we will let you all know.
Yay.
Super exciting.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Devon. Thank you, Bethany. If you're here, so sorry that I can't see you in here.
In the
And
universe.
wherever you are, thank you in absentia. If you're gone,
We're thinking of you.
Yes.
what a blast! Thank you, everyone, for joining. Everyone who's here to experience this with us. It is actually
Yay.
very different to like have people and have like a chat going and like have stuff going on. It's just feels a little more, less alone than our episodes do sometimes.
You feel
This was a
alone when you're with
blast.
me, Leigh?
Yeah, it's so much better having other people than Ellie around.
She's like, please come to the next one. I need you.
I know you know exactly what I'm talking about. Don't even.
I know, I'm just messing with you.
Don't you even start with me. This was great, and we made it to 100 Should Have Been Gay episodes. So, like, truly a round of applause for
Insane.
everyone.
Congratulations.
Yay!
Let me hear you say hip, 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 well, yeah.
We love hearing from all of you. We love continuing to build this community, and we just like to shout out some of our favorite things that we've heard every episode. So we want to shout out a couple recommendations we've gotten lately. So first of all, Noelle, who messaged us on Instagram and suggested a Should Have Been Gay on Swan Princess. It's going on the list. Listen, they're always going on the list. Our list grows
continues to grow
ever longer, and we will
we
never
love it.
run out.
We love it. Another Should Have Been Gay was recommended by Charlotte for Sleepover, which has similar aquamarine vibes, she was saying. And also for Les Essentials on White Lotus, which, Leigh, you haven't seen White Lotus yet.
I haven't seen it yet. It's on our list. We need to watch it.
Incredible show. I think we're more likely to do a Patreon episode on it, but I still would love to talk about it because there's a lot of good
Great.
shit
We'll
in
put
there.
it on the list.
Yes. We'd also like to thank our Lesbian Jesus patrons, Mark Foster,
Tanya Ferguson,
Sarah and Julia,
Alana Rosen,
Lizette Stye,
Adi Benitez,
Fiona W.,
and Sophia Phillips,
and our King Princess patrons, Amy and Ellen,
Leah Henley,
Andrea Doucette,
and Julia Gonzalez. Thank you all so much. We could not keep doing this show without your support and the support of all of our patrons.
Remember, you can also find us on all the social medias, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok at Let's Hang Out Pod.
You can email us at letshangoutpod@gmail.com.
You can check out our website at letshangoutpod.com.
Whatever app you use to listen to podcasts, make sure that you subscribe. That way you'll get new episodes as soon as they go up every week.
We're also posting clips from our episodes up on our YouTube channel, so make sure you subscribe at youtube.com/letshangoutpod to catch them.
Let's Hang Out is an independently produced show. It's hosted by us with audio production by Ellie. Our production assistant is Krista Murison, and various other Twitter shenanigans are done by me.
If you want to support the podcast, you can rate and review us on iTunes. We love hearing what you have to say, and it helps new listeners find the show.
If you want to support us financially, you can also join our Patreon. You get access to ad-free episodes, our Discord chat. You get the bonus Patreon episodes that we're releasing every month, all sorts of good stuff. You can find it at bit.ly/lespatreon.
If you want to get some Let's Hang Out merch, you can get that at bit.ly/lesshop. We have all sorts of fun designs. Never too early to get your Pride gear on. You can get that at bit.ly/lesshop.
Remember, we also have a queer production company. We're making queer podcast musicals with guaranteed happy endings. You can find it everywhere at Dollar Bean Prod.
Or at our website, dollarbeanproductions.com.
You can check out all of the episodes of our first show, The Flame, on any podcasting app.
And if you want to help support us in making more musicals like Journey to the Heart, which we are currently working on, we are in recording sessions for the next few weeks, which is really exciting. You can join our Patreon at bit.ly/dollarbeanpatreon.
If you want to follow us individually, you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok at LSH Foster.
And you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok at Ellie Brigida. With that, I'm Ellie.
And I'm Leigh.
And let's hang out again soon.
Let's hang out.
Listening to a podcast should be time well spent, and I promise it will be if you'll give this podcast a try. It's called Something You Should Know. I'm the host, Mike Carruthers, and in every episode, I talk with leading experts on topics I know you will find fascinating. From why people can't keep secrets, what your favorite music says about you, why your pet acts in strange ways, and so much more. Something You Should Know is designed to give you information you can use in your life and give you great intel that you can share with others. I'm told it's a binge-worthy podcast. And with over 1,000 episodes, there's a lot to binge on. Something You Should Know has been ranked in the top of the Apple Podcast charts consistently for a long time. I know you're going to like this. I just need to get you to try it. Something You Should Know. It's available wherever you listen to podcasts.